Yeah, welcome to our live stream mailbag after that devastating loss on Saturday. The good news is that AB is here to join me, unlike the instant reaction where I had to do it all on my own. So I want to start it off without any true questions. As this is a mailbag, but my question to you, AB, is if this was an instant reaction with 2 days delay, where you've got to process your feelings, what are your main thoughts, main feelings about the game?
Um, my main thought post game, and it really hasn't changed, was that this was the first time I was disappointed in the head coach. I was disappointed in Mike Norvell. I was disappointed in his approach. He's been a guy that's preached the climb, and he's been a guy that's preached the work. And I didn't think that they came into that. I didn't think they came into that game with the right approach, with the right mindset of work. I thought they were really focused on Wake Forest when they took the field, and I never really thought that changed. And second series going with the two quarterback look, I think it's easily justified. I think, yeah, you want to get that tape out there, but I think it's something you kind of want to wait on as you get into the game. I didn't think there was a good flow to the game early. If you as the offensive coordinator and Kenny Dillingham felt like guys got nervous after the dropped pass to Helton, then come back with something that you feel like is going to get them comfortable. Don't come out and get something that's brand new. Um, yeah, I know I'm seeing 21 here. I know the Adam Fuller hate's going to be flowing deeply. And look, I'm disappointed in I'm very disappointed in the end game defense that they were in there. But if I'm being totally honest, he's the last coach I got to complain about in that game.
I,
Yeah, I know
I kind of agree with you.
that maybe isn't going to be a popular opinion, and I get it, but I thought he was the only one who kind of made his money throughout the course of that game Saturday night. So yeah, a lot of disappointment. I think Mike's got some tough questions that he still needs to answer, and I didn't think he answered them today necessarily in his presser. I think he needs to show that they can bounce back. If they can't, yeah, I mean, it could become a slippery slope really, really fast.
Yeah, I think I want to echo that sentiment you had about Fuller. I think we've both been kind of criticized for being Fuller apologists at times, and that's fair. I think if you watch the last quarter of the game, it's fair to look at that defense and say, what the heck was going on? You got pass interferences, you've got broken plays, you've got targeting calls, and that should totally go on Fuller's plate. If you watch the first half, you saw a lot of three and outs, a lot of the defense having to be on the field
Yeah.
with poor field position. I mean, at halftime it was like there's 30 minutes of time of possession, and I think it was like 20-10 in favor of Jack State. So
Yeah.
the defense was not getting any favors by the offense. Um, and so yeah, I think I agree with you. I don't think any staff member is free of blame for this game. However,
Yep.
that should go without saying. We're not trying to say that we want to keep just Fuller around, but no, I completely agree with that sentiment. I think the offense was a way bigger punch to the gut for me than the defense was.
Yeah, it's been the one consistent when we've had good quarterback play, and I thought your quarterback play was good enough in Milton. There were certainly flaws there, and we're going to get into that as we get into the condensed film. But you know, yeah, I really thought Mike and their game plan kind of let them down. And I know that they talked today about Jacksonville State really kind of trying to keep everything in front of them and the penalties. But I mean, the penalties are on you at this point.
Yep.
That's a reflection of what you're putting out there and what you're coaching. You got to own that. You got to stop making it about what they're doing. Start making it about what you're doing. Maybe.
Yeah, and I want to look at a couple of things that I see in the chat already. Jermaine Johnson is going to save Fuller's job, and
Might be right.
yeah, you might be right. But that's a big part of anybody. How good
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
Nick
Yeah, you're
Saban
only
if you give him nobody on defense.
You're only as good as your talent. Talent's always going to be king. So yeah, I mean, Jermaine Johnson sure looks like a stud right now. We've certainly preached that. I know some other places have not necessarily been on board of how good they thought he was going to be, but we've kind of been banging that cowbell that we thought he was a stud and really had a lot of potential. What's up, Tommy?
So you want to look at that Dante Lucas question real quick?
Yeah. So Dante Lucas helped you more than it hurts. Look, I'm not gonna. I don't want to bash any players or anything like that. That's not what we're about. I've coached a long time, and these young men and man, they've got a lot going on. They've got a lot of things to. They got a lot of things going on in their own lives. Dante in particular. I don't think it's going to hurt. I don't think it's going to hurt to lose Dante. It's going to hurt their depth. Obviously, you're going to be relying more on Zane Herring. If you lose, Robert Scott went down with an injury. You had to shuffle pieces on Saturday night. Maurice Smith, we're still waiting to see what his availability is going to be this weekend. Oh, nice catch. Still waiting to see what his availability is going to be this weekend. Losing Dante doesn't help you necessarily, but I don't think it hurts your locker room. And I think in the end, that's going to be a bigger trade-off and one that you're going to take. So, yeah, I mean, they've still got to continue to try to develop that culture. And I know people are going to talk about culture all the time. And, Mike's got some of his guys in there, but it doesn't change that there's a loser's mentality in that locker room. And it's one that they've got to fix. And unfortunately, Dante was a part of that. I mean, he had a lot of talent, but just never really saw it through. We've got a Patreon question, guys. If you are so inclined, patreon.com /X's and Knowles. You want to jump in there? Hook my man Kev up with a couple bucks if you can. We're trying to do as much with this as we can. We're really the only YouTube channel out there that can bring you film without getting DMCA strikes. So some people might put some stuff up there, but it's going to disappear quickly. 21, I'm going to get to your question here in a second, but from the Patreon, I believe it was Jason. Sorry if I got the name wrong there. I think we know it is probably very likely that the coaching staff and players thought they were good enough against Notre Dame to overlook Jacksonville State and focus on Wake Forest. Being a coach himself, I'm curious to hear Coach AB's perspective on how Mike Norvell and the coaches need to approach the rest of the season and what their message to the players should have been after such a deflating loss to not lose the locker room. All right, so I don't think that Mike can change what he's doing. I think it's still got to remain about the climb. There has to be a consistency because that's who he is. That's what he believes in. And if you deflect from that, if you start to waver from that, kids are going to see you as a fraud. Players are going to see you as a fraud, and they're just going to bail. So it really is pretty much that simple. You've got to stay true to who you are and what you believe in, what your core values are, and your standards for the program. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. If it's what you believe in, you've got to do that. If you don't do that, they're going to see through you, and you're going to lose everybody. A couple questions regarding the film. What were some disparities you saw between what the game plan was between Notre Dame and Jack State, and perhaps what the execution was like from certain position groups? We're gonna get into a lot of that as we get into the film. So I think I'll save kind of the remainder of this, and as we get into the film, hopefully we answer these questions.
Yeah, and Coaster Spot and anybody else that's curious, you can find the link to the Patreon in pretty much any recent video. It's in the description. So
I
or
see,
you can just go to Patreon and search X's and Knowles.
Kev, if you want to get the film up, I'm going to try to answer a couple of these questions as we got here. 21, what's going on with Toafili? It's been 2 games that he's been bad. He was really good last year. Yeah, I don't want to say necessarily what's going on. I mean, it's sophomore slump. That's kind of an easy one to point to. I don't believe in slumps. I think the Toafili's the opportunities he's had, they just haven't been there. He's missed a couple of holes. He missed a hole on Saturday night that was in the middle of the field that he could have gotten a first down and just didn't stick it up in there. I think he's trying to bounce it. I don't think he's trusting what's happening in front of him.
Yep.
Now let's run that back there, Kev. So here's the start of the game. Milton, nice quick hitch pass. This is, you see how deep Jacksonville State's playing. They're playing a 6-man box. They're daring you to run the football.
McKenzie missed a read here. They went to this play a lot. This is a I don't know why I'm drawing in black, but I'll fix that. It's a very common play in football today. It's called it's the slot fade, and usually this guy's running a hitch. Depending on the team, like if we're at looking at a Bryles team, this guy's got a read. I don't think I've ever seen Norvell read this, so he's just running a fade.
This is what they scored on against Notre Dame to Ja'Kai Douglas.
This is cover 3 by the defense, right? I've got a middle safety, cover 3. It's zone. These guys are looking in the backfield. Pretty clear cover 3.
Yep.
And the read is this guy. Is this corner. So I'm going to clear this up a little bit. So I've got a high-low here on this corner. The read is here. He stays with the low. You have a touchdown here, I think, if you hit the fade right. I guess he breaks on the throw, so I can't complain about that. You'd take the first down.
Yeah, look, they're presenting an off look. So McKenzie right away pre-snap is thinking, all right, I'm going to have the short throw. So, yeah, you can't complain about it.
We'll see that play come up a lot. It's clearly how they wanted to attack this cover 3 and
let's run that back.
Defense you saw a lot.
Yeah, Seth. I didn't think his arms looked great, but we never thought he had a good arm in the first place. So.
Yeah, anybody that was upset to see him float balls to the outside doesn't know Mackenzie Milton's game. That's always been who he is. He's a guy that makes anticipation throws, and he.
All right, so we a little outside zone pin and pull here by the O-line. I believe it's pin and pull. It's a little bit difficult to tell because it gets kind of mucky up there, but yep, pin and pull. Just great pursuit by the backside. I mean, Darius misses a block here. Run it back one more time.
So tell me what you're looking at to tell me it's a pin and pull.
All right, the guards, and then you're looking at the tackles. I guess you could call it buck sweep if you wanted to, but
yeah.
I don't think it is that. I mean, pin and pull is more of a common term in an O-line play these days.
Do both guards pull?
I believe so. I was more paying attention to the front side. So
right, the front side guard definitely pulls.
Yep. So as we let it run.
No, I don't see the backside.
Just front side bar, just front backside, and you've got a big play there if Darius gets that cutoff block. That's just a missed assignment. I mean, it's one you can't have. Yeah, he's a second-year tackle. He's a guy that should beat this kid. He's lined up inside. Is he head up? Yeah, I mean, he's head up. You've got to just cut him. Cut him on the backside if you have to.
Yeah,
it's disappointing to see him to miss that block there. It's one you got to make. No, you're seeing missed assignments already early in the game that we didn't necessarily see. Like, oh my God, it's putrid.
This is what I talked about in the instant. I think we legitimately have a really poor wide receiver group, and this is why. You can't drop that.
Nope.
It's the same concept. We got hitch, fade. It's the slot fade concept. This guy's kind of running a choice route on this linebacker, but the look is here. We saw it earlier. He saw it come open. He knows. Well, we got cover 2 here. It looks like true cover 2.
And I think this is a scenario where if you do hit this, I mean, I think you're going to run away with this football game. And I know, it is what it is. That's just my belief. But you look competent early. Yeah, you had a missed assignment in the run game, but you do look competent early, and then you come out and you just blow that. I mean, that's demoralizing coming off of a loss.
And we'll see later on in the game where, Jacksonville State makes contested catches. Like they make the catches that you expect a college kid to make, and we just consistently aren't making those catches. Honestly, our freshmen are the best looking wide receivers we have on the team.
Yeah, that's another. I mean, I was disappointed you didn't see Burrell. He played a good chunk against Notre Dame. Why wasn't he out here this game?
Williamson got a lot more run.
Yeah, it's good movement skills there by Milton. I mean, that's obviously was a question.
And this is what I want to see more of with JT in the game, and I feel like we've gone away from it on some level this year.
Yeah,
just letting him run, and I think they're trying to protect him, or maybe trying to show off his new passing ability or whatever.
So you get a nice little RPO action there. You get 87 out in the flat. Backer runs with him. When he runs with him, you get JT running up underneath of it.
Yeah, this is the first read. If he crashes in, which he does, JT takes it, then they're reading this guy. And he can either take the linebacker or the slot receiver or JT. So you see that first read. He crashes in. JT gets the corner. Then he widens. It's just a hard play to stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's that triple option we saw a lot of when Travis kind of got a start last year.
Yeah, and it's something they're going to need to go back to. Jordan disappeared. I have my own theories on kind of what happened there. I don't think we're ever going to get the truth. We'll see.
So let's look at this.
Yeah, it's a throwaway.
Yeah, I mean, this is a well-timed blitz by Jacksonville State. It's hard to be too worried about that.
Yeah, they set the protection to the left, set the back over to the left.
And when you're in 3rd and 15, it's like you're kind of you lend yourself to being vulnerable to different stunts and blitzes like that because you have to wait.
Yeah, and you see what you get yourself into there when you get into a 3rd and long situation. This is not a team that can protect well enough yet.
So now Jack State has the ball. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and 9. This was my biggest complaint with Fuller's defense was just, well, first of all, they got Dotson on the same route concept several times. We might see this come up even in the condensed game.
And we saw Dotson playing time kind of disappear as the game went on here.
Yeah, I mean they were taking advantage of, I guess, size here. It's what's called a spot route, so it's like this slant stay. Some people call it like a post stay or whatever you want to call it. I always called it a spot route, and he just kind of boxes out Dotson. It's good coverage. It's just I don't really know what else you can do here.
Dotson looks like he's lost a step somewhat,
but I don't think our receivers catch that ball.
No, I don't think they do either. I mean,
that's a good catch. It's a good throw, good catch.
They've proven that to this point, right? I mean,
but that's so people complain about defenses not being aggressive. This is what an aggressive defense looks like. You make it so the offense has to function with this small margin of error, and they just operated in that margin of error.
Let's run this back and hit a pause here. Look at this pre-snap. So let's talk about situationally because it's important to discuss these kinds of things. Yeah. You've got a 3rd down situation. This is the one I talked about earlier. He misses a hole inside. I don't know if we'll get the end zone view here or not. They showed a great end zone shot on the broadcast. He's going to miss a hole inside. They've got a double team inside. And if he just sticks it up in there, he's got 3, maybe 4. He's got an easy first down, and he looks to bounce. And that's a problem for him. That's kind of where he's at right now. He's looking to strike big plays all the time instead of just taking what's there. You could actually hear them on the outside or on the broadcast yelling from the sideline to stick it up in there.
Yep,
right.
I think everybody live saw. I was sitting right over here somewhere, but and he tries.
And I mean, look at the push. I mean, look at the surge. I mean, you've got them 3-4 yards off the ball. He's just got to hit it, and he either doesn't trust it or again he's just trying to bounce everything. If he's trying to bounce everything, that's a problem, and he's going to start to lose more playing time.
When I watched this live, I was a little frustrated that I saw Cam McDonald in the backfield to get tripped over, but in retrospect, he's taken on a defensive end. I think he's doing what he can. He's anchoring there.
Oh, Keith's got a hat on a hat. That's all you're asking for a lot of times in a run game.
Yeah, and I think my biggest concern with this play isn't the read; it's more the situation, like you were saying. If this is 1st and 10, we just got a first down, we're moving down the field, then yeah, make that cut and try to see if you can't get 20 out of this. But here it's 3rd down. You need a first down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got to play the sticks. You can't play hero ball, and it's just. Again, it goes back to trust in the situations. Oh, here's the left-footed punter, and they got a kick out of that.
Man,
he's a weapon, though. He's a weapon. I hate special teams, but he's a weapon.
How many of these mistakes do you think you can attribute to youth? So, like for
that's not youth. That's not being smart.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean he's a 2nd-year player. He should know that. Honestly, he was a high school player. He should know that.
he got a burn last year. Excuse
man, we played so much man coverage.
Yeah, the whole game. So Kevin and I were talking about it before we kind of got started here. it really felt like this was a spring game plan. And
It's
I know I had heard some chatter about that a lot of the focus game plan wise was getting on was preparing for Wake Forest. Looks very spring gameish to me. Just four man front, which we saw some three man with Keir Thomas standing up, but Keir Thomas kind of didn't play a whole lot in this game. Just straight man. I mean, it was just straight man across the board. They didn't really vary from that a ton. Um, so
Yeah, and honestly, I don't blame them for that. You want to get your fundamentals in. You want to do it right, and honestly, you, it's not abnormal to do that, right? It's not abnormal to see a team playing an FCS level team go kind of vanilla, let your athletes be athletes, and kind of
yeah,
play freely. But
right,
on offense, I think that wasn't necessarily the way they should have gone.
right.
Oh, here's that same spot route concept I drew up earlier, where he kind of just boxes out Dotson. This is not as good of coverage, but there's
No,
also a little bit of a push off there. But you're going to get away with that.
yeah. Dotson's speed looks to be an issue. He just doesn't look as quick. He looked quicker last year. He looked quicker on film. It just doesn't seem to be there. But again, yeah, you're right. I mean, they're playing physical with us, and we're not matching
Right.
that physicality.
Clear push, but you're going to get away with that. Like no one's going to call that. You got to be hand fighting. Got to be ready.
Yep.
And this so I saw stuff like this all night, especially to challenge Lundy.
Yeah,
You
which
know,
is to be expected.
they know we're playing some kind of man. Lundy's I think on the back here, if I'm not mistaken, and he just kind of is. Oh no, he's on the inside slot receiver, but the result's the same, and he's just slow to get there.
Yeah. I communication wise, I'm wondering if maybe he and Jamie Robinson are expecting a switch there. You see them kind of talking after the play. Um, yeah, it's one of those weird situations. This D line just can't. I mean, that's an experienced offensive line on the other side of the football. This was a situation I was a little disappointed. Let's run it back if we can look at it again.
Just this play.
Yeah,
They're from the outset right here. They're out gapped.
yeah. We're out flanked right away.
There's no one for this gap out here.
Jermaine's inside. Yeah, so you're out gapped, you're out flanked.
Yeah, that's a bad alignment.
Yeah, and we both fit inside, and no bueno. And then Dent doesn't act like he really wants a whole lot to do with it.
Yeah, I mean that's on coaches, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Jermaine can't jump inside there though, and I hate to complain about anything he does, but as soon as he jumps inside, Lundy's already fitting inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, it was. I think he aligned wrong, and I think he didn't know what gap he was supposed to be in.
yeah, that's not. Oh, and I apologize to Dent. I just called him late there. He was certainly working his tail off.
Yeah, I feel. I don't know how I feel about Dent. It's like he'll show flashes of brilliance, but then he'll just be like, "What are you doing?"
All right. So after this play, let's pause it right here because I want to talk about this. After this play,
Oh, by the way, this is
it's
the
Jordan.
same slot fade concept we saw.
Yep, they keep going to it, and he just airmails it. I mean, it's a terrible throw. It wasn't open, but it's a terrible throw. So after this play, Jordan goes to sideline. Mike, Jordan, and McKenzie are all talking. Jordan goes to walk away. Mike pulls him back. Clearly, something went down after that play. I don't know what. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said. Jordan kind of walked off sulking. The rest of the game, he didn't have his helmet. So, as a coach, my red flag goes off right away. He's been told you're not playing the rest of the game. There's no reason to not have your helmet. There's no reason to be sulking post that. I mean, you had a bad series, whatever. He clearly was under the impression he wasn't going back into the football game. They were asked about it today. Didn't get much of an answer. Kind of got talked over. So curious to see what his availability is this next weekend. I would assume that he's going to be available. I'm just wondering if maybe a discipline situation. If Norvell didn't like what he had to say to him, not sure. Don't want to speculate a whole lot, obviously, because I don't know. But it just didn't look right to me. Kind of caught my eye. I know some other people have saw the same thing and kind of had the same question. So curious to see what comes of it.
Yep, that's a big
Because
thing to watch going forward. Because
there's no reason to not play him anymore in this game, especially as things get tight and you want to need to use his legs. See, you kind of see him here. He's talking to Chubb after there.
oh boy, the crowd got viscerally upset whenever Jordan Travis won the game. It was something.
Which is disappointing. It's disappointing that it's come to that, but
The kid fought his tail off for us last year. Like,
yeah, I expect nothing less.
He really deserves some semblance of respect. McKenzie showed to be the better quarterback week one, and even this game, I think he showed to be the better. This play was unreal.
This kid's tough as nails. I mean, he's tough as nails.
Gosh,
there's another situation. He just destroys him with the bull rush, gets him off his feet. Two gaps this play. Jones spins back outside, makes the play. This is all on Jermaine Johnson. Don't get it twisted. There ain't nobody else involved here.
Yeah.
DJ Lundy, our linebackers showed that they are garbage this game, unfortunately. I thought Deloach played okay. I still think he's your best linebacker.
I think if we can get some of those pre-snap stuff, I think he gets a little lost pre-snap. But outside of that,
I just cannot believe these defensive backs are getting beat on all these one-on-one situations. Time and time. This off coverage, this off-man coverage here into the boundary is something they really got to kind of look at and think about with this personnel grouping, because they don't win these matchups.
Here's my thing about it though. Just from like an offensive point of view, I actually don't think this is terrible coverage. It's a good throw and good catch. He's contested. He's right there. I mean, outside of batting away every slant route when you're playing straight man coverage and being that predictable, why can't we get this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, why did they have wide receivers that can catch this, but we don't? Like, every team we play seems to have kids that can catch this. I don't know. I don't understand why.
It is tough to understand, that's for sure.
Like, it just seems like we're half a step off on defense. Like, that's not terrible coverage. It's not like he was wide open. That was a good throw and catch, but why is Jack State doing that? Why are we not doing that against them?
There we go.
I have no idea.
That's a nice edge set there.
We finally got a break.
We needed it too, desperately.
Yeah, we did. I thought this was just going to be the turning point that pretty much allowed our talent to outplay them for the rest of the game. I thought up until this point, kind of Jack State had been getting all the breaks, all the little things had been bouncing their way, and then we finally get a break, and for a moment it seems like we take advantage of it. Yeah, McClendon's been impressing the crap out of me. I don't know about you.
He's not a great pass rusher. That's not his strength, but he does fit the run well. He does kind of anchor and set an edge well. I do like what you get from him.
Yeah, so here's the weak arm comments that McKenzie might get. Yeah, that's what we knew coming in.
Yep.
To be honest, I don't know why we're asking him to make this throw. It's the same slot fade concept. They pretty much ran the same passing concept all game, right? He goes fade.
We're throwing this out to Jordan Wilson, who, again, you're trying to match personnel here and get a matchup with potentially a slot against a linebacker on that fade concept.
Right.
But they didn't fall for it. That's fine.
Yeah, they were letting us throw those short routes all day. We weren't necessarily taking them. Well, all day except for the one time they jumped it.
Right. Trayshawn Ward with a great run.
Looked incredible.
Yeah, he did. And I agree. They needed more touches. He and Corbin did.
I mean, on paper, if you had told me Toafili got as many touches before the game as anybody else, I would be like,
I would have been fine with it. I'd have been okay with it.
Come the fourth quarter, you had to see that he wasn't.
Oh, down. Shh, down.
It's his favorite play.
Oh, my God, it's beautiful. They should have run it 100 times more.
Tell me about down.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're getting double tight. You're bouncing the defense out. You're setting a wider edge on the defense. You're making them be wider down here at the bottom. Then you're going to get down blocked by the tight end. You're going to down blocked by the tackle, and then a kick by your guard. And then you're just going to ride that track right off the outside leg of the tackle here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's kind of a good way to take advantage of these little 3-down looks where they're kind of playing what's called tight fronts. This might even be in some kind of eagle front. It's hard to tell, but a lot of teams to combat the spread nowadays are bringing these defensive tackles in tighter and kind of just really trying to bust up this A and B gap, allow the linebackers to play a little bit more free, and by kind of taking advantage of the lighter personnel on the outside by getting a guard out there, it's a nice little play.
Boom. And it's a great job blocking, and then Corbin just does the rest. Yeah, so, I mean, but back to the touches in the run game. Game flow has to dictate something here.
But also, Toa Philly scores on this too.
He does. But by the fourth quarter, it's pretty evident who's got it, who doesn't.
Yep.
Why aren't you adapting to what's kind of going on in the game? That was disappointing to me.
Yeah, I got no answers for that.
All right, so here's Deloach chasing.
Yeah, that was a good job by Deloach. And again, this is just an incredible play.
Dumb freaking luck. This is the kind of dumb luck that happens to crappy football teams. And then you look back and you're like, oh my goodness.
Like, I have trouble blaming any one defender or coach on this play for Florida State. Sometimes players make plays. Mm-hmm. This guy, he was a Clemson guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Clemson guy for a reason, right? He's talented. And they get one first down. But you buckle down after this point and you make a stop.
So McClellan's got to stay in his rush lane there. He's got to keep that edge. He can't jump inside like he did.
Yeah.
We're kind of right there at the tail end.
I can see what he's thinking, kind of collapse in the pocket.
Absolutely. But you have to maintain rush lanes and leverage. And you give up leverage when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of the persuasion that sometimes you just give the other team props. Mm-hmm. Now, this was a great play. Kevin Knowles impressed the crap out of me. You can't see it at all on this angle. But basically what happens is you have man coverage. He's coming. This guy runs an out route. This guy also runs an out route. And we got a fade out here. So it's a pseudo sail concept, right? Mm-hmm. So Kevin Knowles is on this inside slot or outside slot receiver. And I think
that's Dent.
Yeah, I think it's Dent here. Dent plays off a little bit worried about this guy coming inside, which I understand, and he gives him the sticks. But Knowles sees it while in man coverage, turns and is about to make a play if there wasn't a bad throw here. But you can see kind of at the tail end that he had read it right and left his man to get that ball, which I think is really, really cool for a freshman to be able to have eyes like that in man coverage.
Yeah, he's instinctive. I hope we start to see some more of these young corners. Hunter Washington, Amarion Cooper. I think these are guys you're going to start putting in there, getting some snaps. I don't quite understand what they're doing with punt return or why.
There's a different punt
sometimes
return
it's Travis Jay, sometimes it's Keyshawn Helton. I don't quite get it. Here's slot fade again. We just kept throwing it over and over and over again, and it was never open.
I was going to give them a chance to guess what play this was.
I mean, this guy he's 7 yards off.
I mean, here's the thing. You got to be able to win man coverage. Mm-hmm. Like Oklahoma, this is Oklahoma's bread and butter passing concept, right?
Helton just gets squeezed to the side. That is piss poor, and he gets a lot of love. That's piss poor. I mean, he just gets squeezed, ridden right out of the play.
Right. So traditionally, you read one high safety. You know that means that you're going to run this fade. You can't just go to the sideline, right? Or else he just squeezes you out of bounds. You have to work your way upfield and give your quarterback this space, and he doesn't.
Here's another question for me. I know they work a lot of back shoulder. Why aren't they throwing the back shoulder on some of this?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know why Robinson was he not available for this game?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, because they had a connection in the spring game. We've seen that before.
Yeah, some head scratchers. I know they got a lot more in the playbook than that play.
We're in man coverage again.
Yep, and Jermaine Johnson saves the day.
But nice
job by Dennis Briggs.
This is why you can run man coverage. You're hoping that
Yeah,
if
you're
you
up in
can
your
run
front
man
four.
coverage well, it's unbeatable, right?
Right.
It's the best defense you can play, and they do it here. Good coverage. Jermaine Johnson being Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, you got so that time they lined Keir Thomas and Jermaine up next to one another, which is an interesting lineup. He ends up getting double teamed, was still there. McClendon there. There's your boy. Briggs is in there. It's just good to see. It's good to see different personnel kind of in there making an impact. That's actually a decent offensive line. They returned a lot of snaps. I know it's an FCS, and I'm saying decent for the FCS, but
See, and
here's a good punt return.
yeah, and then he didn't. I don't know if he returned a punt after this.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm not being critical of Keyshawn. I'm not saying he shouldn't be out there. I just sometimes I don't understand Jay's out there. Maybe it has to do with the number of snaps he played on defense or whatever. They're just trying to manage him.
I honestly think I like Helton better in those return roles than Travis Jay, but
Maybe
that's just
nice little throw.
yeah, and it seems like potentially that was Parchment reading the play, so that could be an encouraging sign.
Yeah, I got a lot of faults on him. Here's a great run.
Oh man,
I mean,
fun to watch.
Yeah, let's run that back. What are they running here? So they're just running. Is it just a form of ISO? I think it is. It's a wing.
Big on
It's a
big?
Y. Yeah, just a Y ISO. They turn it out inside.
All right, so this might be going a little bit too in depth, but in general, you have man plays and you have gap plays. The simplest of gap plays without any pulling linemen is just ISO. That just means man on man, isolated, right? ISO. So everybody's got a man, and that's all they're blocking. And we're basically saying it's 3rd and 1. We're going to get this first down.
Yes, but here they do it so that you get a double with the center and the center and the left guard on that nose and that backside backer, and they're going to put McDonald. They're going to treat him like a fullback up on that linebacker. That linebacker ends up coming, so they just meet, and Corbin goes.
Yep.
Nice so they're turning everything out. They're trying to create that whole gap inside there. They turn everything out, pick him up, and then boom. It's a good scheme.
Oh wow, a downfield tackle when it looked like it could have been a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing bad to say about Corbin. I think he played a great game. He fought his tail off.
Wyatt Rector. I cannot believe he's catching touchdown passes, but kudos to him. Marcuston Douglas in the game. I mean, these are guys you weren't expecting a whole lot of playing time for, but here they are.
Catching touchdowns. Rector almost got a second touchdown.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice play. Good job by McKenzie. This is after a couple Wildcat snaps, I'm sure. People, give it up on the Wildcat. It is effective.
Right, it works. They ran for almost 400 yards against UCF. Memphis did against UCF a few years ago.
Yeah, great pursuit by Jermaine Johnson. Drink, because I think I've said that 20 times already.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's though probably
he's the best player on the football team, and it's not even close.
It feels like I'm legitimately watching an NFL player on the field.
Yeah,
and he will be very soon.
Here's ISO again.
Yeah, that same play. And this is just a great hard-nosed run.
Yep. Not blocked quite as clean that time, but still, obviously 15-yard gain or so.
Yeah, so you see the double team on the guard.
Nice job by Bavion coming off. He comes off the double, picks up the backer that's on the run through.
Yep. That's how you draw it up. I mean, you hope that Dante can win that block a little bit better.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, I'm not terribly broken up by the news.
Here's pin and pull again.
Kid had incredible potential.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I will say.
All flash, no substance. All right, run that back one more time so we can show that pin and pull from the back. All right, so you see Gibbons pulling the tight end, and it's semi-like down, I guess, but it's just it's like an outside zone type play.
Right. Okay. So let me explain real quick what you kind of mean by that. With down, you're getting explicit down blocking, right? Is it gap play? When you say
with
zone,
with a kick.
right, with a kick.
Yeah.
When you say zone, you're kind of referring to the fact that these guys are writing their blocking assignments out instead of kicking them in. Or,
Yeah.
sorry, down.
Right.
And so this one's less like a straight hole like you would imagine like in a Pee Wee football game, and more like a slower developing read like you'd see on a zone.
And now we're 3rd and 25 for probably 3 false starts and a holding penalty. Milton does the right thing there. I know we would love to see him try to take off a run, but he needs to preserve his body.
I think this was around the time where he had an offensive pass interference, right?
That was 4th quarter.
Oh, was it?
The one on Parchment? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see a replay of it.
This 1,000% should have been a touchback. I can't believe they didn't.
Did the ball cross the line? Because it doesn't matter if the person's in line.
I thought it did. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
I think
thought that
NFL is different from college.
Yeah, NFL. If any part of your body's in the, oh my goodness. First off, there's a hold on number 56 on Briggs. He grabs him and yanks him. Watch as it happens here. That's a hold. But then Cortez Andrews gets picked up, and Jamie Robinson. Look, I love Jamie Robinson to death. I have been the guy who's been banging the drum for him. He found himself out of position way too many times on Saturday night, and it cost him.
So what do you mean by that? So let me go back and look at Jamie.
All right, so he's going to and he's going to work his way into the middle of the field here, and somebody's got to stay at home on the backside. And he's got to stay there for that cutback.
Way too aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Travis Jay's there. Travis Jay's there to fit. You've got to stay there. He's got to stay on that outside for that thing to bounce, and he doesn't do it.
All right, we got 2 guys going to the same place.
Yep. And it cost him. I mean, he would have been standing there for that tackle.
Man, but how did this kid get out of that?
I have no idea. Dumb luck.
No, I mean, at a certain point, you have to give JSU some credit. Like, they came to play, but
they played their butts off.
You still need to win.
Oh, absolutely. Can't miss that tackle. Come on, Green.
I appreciate we complimented this before, the aggressiveness in the alleys. That's a good thing, but you still need to finish.
Yeah, you got to finish. And look, I mean, yes, he made a great play. He forced the thing back inside. Just stay on that outside hip or that back hip.
I think that's the most frustrating thing about this
team. That way you're inside out to the ball.
Is watching them. It's like they're legitimately better. They're legitimately a better team than they were last year.
Head and shoulders.
But they just are always one step away from making a great play, which causes them to make no play.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
I agree.
And I mean, it shows itself in the score. They're always
there. We go.
Right there. Hey, I wonder
Cam McDonald after having a lot of drops.
Hey, viewers, can you guess what passing play this is? If you guessed slot fade, I think you're correct here. Yeah, that's a nice throw and catch, something you need more of out of McDonald.
What's the coverage? Just run that back again. Let me see that coverage again. Look how far off they are.
Yeah, and this is why they keep calling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're an offensive coordinator and you see this guy, why would I call anything else?
Right.
You don't need to.
Nope.
All right, so the people are like, we should have ran it 100 times. Yeah, maybe, but also that.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving you that numbers wise. You got to take it.
Hey,
another nice catch by Cam.
Guess what play this is? And I mean, it worked for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point,
I think it does still lends itself back to how much did you prepare for this game?
Right. You got to have more than one way to beat this coverage, right? I get that this play is working, this same slot fade play here again, but you got to have more than one way to beat a coverage.
McKenzie looked like he missed a hot check there. They turned it back loose down sideline. They bring a corner blitz.
Oh, yeah, probably, but his first read was up here and it was fast.
I know.
It depends on. I guess it depends. As an air raid guy, you have your first read and you hit it.
Yep. Yeah, your rhythm throw.
If the blitz comes to your face, then you'll hit the hot. Oh, you gotta catch.
Got to catch it. Got to catch it. Got to make winning plays. Got to make winning plays.
JSU would catch this football. They did catch this football several times.
I don't know how. That's a losing. I think Jordan Wilson's a good football player, but that's a losing football play. Got to make it.
It's a great throw.
Mm-hmm.
In a well called play, they went away from slot fade for a second and hit him in the middle.
Yep.
Great kick here. Yeah, no problems. No problems really with special teams. I don't believe.
No, they were good on the night.
All right, they pinned that punt, made this field goal.
More man coverage.
Hey, that's the same little screen pass that Notre Dame called, and look, I mean that's not. Travis Jay does a good job of seeing this ball thrown, leaves his man, which is a pretty advanced concept. That's something that good football players do. It's big.
They do a nice job. They do a nice job rallying the football. That's it. That's what I keep saying. People want to fire Adam Fuller for that last play, and I get it. That was rough. It was a rough call, bad call, obviously, in that situation. But I mean, he's got this group playing a lot better, and that's what people asked of him. But this is a bad throw, really bad throw. Blind throw, backside, late, inside. Just
yeah. I mean, we've held this team to 7 points despite a terrible showing on offense in the first half. Late into the third quarter, the defense is keeping you in this game. It's keeping you ahead in this game.
Yep.
So, it's that. I don't know what made McKenzie want to look.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not throwing it up to the top of the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. The top of the screen's open, but you'd expect that this to be open too, right? It's been open all night.
Yeah, I don't know what's bringing you backside though on this play.
Right, when you can't see backside.
Off of a play fake.
It's not like the safety's getting over there.
Right. I don't.
But this is a designed play. I have trouble blaming Milton on this. I've thrown interceptions on a play like this where I'm told this is where I'm throwing the football.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got the pre-snap read to verify it. This should be open.
Yep.
So,
like I said, I mean, he does throw it inside, but still.
And
I don't know.
What are you doing, Parchment? Like, help your quarterback out, man. Come back to this ball. Look.
He's fading to the sideline.
Parchment is closer to the ball than the receiver is, or than the defender is. But who is coming towards the ball?
That's a whole nother conversation. He's not what I thought we were getting, that's for sure.
No. Gosh. Yeah, I'm surprised McKenzie didn't eat that.
Yeah, I am too.
That seems like a ball he doesn't throw very often.
Because he's got to see that kid driving on it too. I mean, he's looking at it. He's got to see that kid driving.
Yeah, he even had a second to hitch.
And the great part about it, defense goes out and gets you off the field. I mean,
right. Hey, let's fire Adam Fuller for.
They get a stop. They get a stop without giving up points. I mean, on a short field, quick change situation.
Yeah, up into those last couple drives, I this is what I said in the instant. I had nothing bad to really say about the defense.
Why aren't you running that defense at the end of the game?
Right. Yeah, you got prevent here.
I don't. That baffles me. It baffles me.
Yep. That's where I stopped. I stopped really getting behind Fuller. So the people that left this video because they heard us say positive things about Adam Fuller, they missed us, and they will miss us. There were some very unexcusable things that happened in this fourth quarter that you can pin on Fuller as a fair criticism.
Yep. All right.
A lot of under center looks, which I thought was interesting.
Oof. Trayshawn Ward doing that all on his own. Run that back. That was not down though.
No, it didn't look like it.
Nobody pulled.
It looked like ISO again.
But there's nobody. All right, Darius Washington doing a little bit of standing around.
Yeah, I don't
Hate
know
to see
what
that.
Washington. You got a double team on this guard. He's kind of blocking out. Washington's sitting, maybe looking for a looper or something, linebacker.
Now, he's just got to climb. I mean,
I know, but yeah, that's not the right thing to do in a run play. There's no way this was an RPO.
yeah, that was all. That was all on Trayshawn Ward.
Yep. Bailed out Darius Washington.
Yeah. Great fake there.
Yeah, great play by McKenzie. Almost
Yep.
had a heart attack seeing him run like that. But
They're
he's
rushing 3, dropping 8, and they're just saying, "Go ahead, I dare you, dare one of your receivers to make a play."
yeah, I mean, to at least get open,
Right.
that's not gonna happen.
Great run.
Great run. What do we got here?
ISO again.
Yeah, it looks like that same ISO look.
I think he kicks it out the back door this time.
Yeah, no, great read.
Mm-hmm.
Good balance.
Great block by Andrew Parchman, who I have not been impressed with as a blocker so far. That's the kind of effort you need from him.
Honestly, this might be a little bit blasphemous, but he's got a little Devontae Freeman in him, in my opinion.
I keep hearing people say that or seeing people say that.
I
I don't disagree.
I claim that as an original.
Oh man, I mean, in that you get a great run and then penalty, you're in 3rd and 20.
Is this the offensive pass interference?
This was the targeting. This was the targeting on Markel Benton. I believe he was a former UF player.
But here's my
University of
thing.
Florida.
Okay, so we can kind of. I know I sound like a broken record here. This guy's going to be picked up by this kind of hybrid safety that's chilling here, and he's on a crossing route.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a team playing another team of your level, you should be able to get open 9 times out of 10 on a crossing route and man coverage when this guy's feet are stationary.
Yeah.
If you're playing an FCS team, it is inexcusable that he is not wide open by the end of this.
I mean, the kid drills him in the chest, and then he just doesn't get open.
Like, you have to be able to get open. That is a key thing about. I mean, McDonald is a wide receiver by all intents and purposes.
Nice little smoke screen out there,
Yeah.
picking up 10, 11, and then we can't get in the end zone. This was abysmal. At some point, it's nut up time. All right, so do you think he threw this ball too far into the corner? I don't. Looking at it again, I don't think he did. I think it's a good ball.
I think if I'm going to complain, maybe McLean ran himself too quickly out here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to kind of, like we were saying earlier on these fade routes, you want to kind of work up so you can separate last second.
Right.
So he kind of cut his own room off.
I'd like to see more of an inside move here out of him. He never presents any type of move to the interior that gets that corner turning his hips.
Right, this is a very common little jump stop that they're teaching nowadays to wide receivers. You see this little skip step he does, but yeah, there's no head fake. Right, that's a very key.
He just goes straight to the fade instead of presenting anything that's going to possibly get this guy. I mean, you're on a two-way go here. And this corner is thinking, all right, I've got inside or outside route. Oh, you've got to make him think something interior to hopefully get his hips turned.
But he also knows he has more help inside than outside. So you have to really try to make him believe.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm missing from this wide receiver core more than the drops. The drops are one thing, but I'm not seeing great routes. And this is you don't see it a lot in film because we don't get good angles, but right here, this head fake, the way you get open, you don't just outrun people in today's game of football. These cornerbacks know how to cut you off and use the sidelines and all of that stuff. You have to run crisp routes with head fakes. Like, it all starts in that stem, and that stem didn't get any separation.
Take Officer King at the wide receiver position, and we're just not great at him.
And he's a freshman, so it's hard to blame him. But why is our best receiver a freshman?
Right. Yep.
And I mean, it's hard to blame Norvell for our best receiver being a freshman. He's been here for 2 years, but I don't know why we put it in a freshman's hands here.
Right. Yeah.
But honestly, at this point in time, I bet if I check the ESPN stats, we're 90+% chance of winning this game.
Probably 99.
Right, they're at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Down 10 points.
And come on, Jerry. I
Yeah.
mean, just be disciplined. You didn't need to do it.
Yeah, he gets beat is what happens, right? He's beat here.
Well, we do nothing at the line of scrimmage. I mean, there's no checking at the line of scrimmage. It is a free release. Why are you in press coverage if you're gonna just let him get off the line free?
Well,
why are you up there?
That's how Fuller does it. He plays that mirror technique.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, that's how he plays it.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Right? You see it every time. It's coached.
Yeah, no, I know. Still frustrates me because I see Kevin Knowles at the top of the screen giving a jam.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was true press. But no, I mean, I would like jam too, but especially if they're trying to kill you on those short inside routes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so hard to break on that.
Great safety pressure there. Jermaine Johnson yet again. Shoot, might lead the country in sacks this year.
Who? This guy's insane.
Yeah. So 2nd and 20. And just a bust.
Yeah, so let's look at the coverage here. Yeah, surprise. What do we think? It looks like man here, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's on the running back. You see him come out late. That means he's got to be on him. So maybe it's not man because he releases this pretty easily.
Nope. They 7 turns it loose. 7 turns the receiver loose.
So
for some unknown reason.
So Jarian Jones is the only person that doesn't realize that we've run man coverage every other
or
play
there's
this game.
or there's a switch call between the two of them, and they don't switch it, one or the other. I mean, there could be a switch call. We really would have needed to pay closer attention to it as they ran us a couple of times. Adam Fuller talked about it in the presser today. They covered it right the whole game, and then all of a sudden this time they had a missed assignment.
Yeah,
that's still Loach. There. Okay.
Yeah, so DeLoach has had a little bit of trouble with some.
I don't think you're switching and asking DeLoach to pick up
this guy,
the wide receiver,
right? The 6'4" wide receiver, right?
Right. So I don't know what Jones is doing.
I think this is 100% on Jones.
Yeah.
And then even
late, then he gets stuck, and that's first down.
Look, dude, it's man coverage. You can't have your eyes in the backfield. You gotta just book it back to your guy. Right. What are you doing? If they run, that is not your you. Right? That's not your prerogative. I don't quite get it. I don't know what he's looking at. What he thinks is too much of this is going on still. Right. This is what killed us last year. Is people just playing hero ball after missed assignments, and you can't do all that. And Jones did it last year. I don't understand why we're not seeing more of these freshmen. Here's Brownlee, good coverage on that same spot concept that
Now here, sorry. So we talk about that mirror technique, but watch Jay, watch Brownlee, and Jay is in this dude's chest. I don't think Jerry Jones is very tough. Never said that when he came in here. I don't think he's very tough. I'd have a hard time putting him out there.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you more and more as time goes on. I wasn't impressed last year, and
he's missed some time. I get it, but I just would have a hard time playing him.
Honestly, at this point, I would have trouble not having Travis J, Kevin Knowles, and some other freshmen out there pretty much every snap.
Yeah. And we turn another one loose here.
All right. So
Jay, for some reason,
this is man coverage again. What are we doing? I assume it's man coverage.
Yeah, it's hard to tell as they get down the field what's going on here.
It's totally possible that they're showing man to try to play like stress or something.
Is this that one robber again? Looks like it to me. I mean, it looks like man everywhere else. Safety kind of squats down in the box.
Right. That's my thing. Is maybe it's potentially some sort of match coverage that they decided to throw in because Jack's just to give a different look to Jack State, but I don't know.
It doesn't look like it as the play is progressing.
Yeah, I just don't know why Travis J is bailing if it's not.
Right. Yeah.
Even if it is, to be honest with you, even if this is a match coverage, it's I mean, if it was special, then this is man.
Mm-hmm.
If it's stress, then this guy has to drop where
Right.
he goes, and
Right. And I doubt
I don't see that. I see him manning up. So I think this is a missed assignment by Travis J. To be honest with you.
which is unfortunate.
Right. We start making all these mistakes down the stretch.
Because these are the things that Adam Fuller's going to get blamed for. And it's like, I mean, I get it. You know, he's the defense coordinator, but that really isn't on him.
Right.
Great
You put Randy Shannon as your defensive coordinator, they're still going to make stupid mistakes, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I don't care who the coach is. Sometimes kids make mistakes.
Another great pressure by the front. Bailed you out again.
Well, not long enough.
Not enough though. All right, Fuller's bringing pressure. You get a hold inside, and we turn one loose.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here.
Jamie Robinson did not play a particularly good game on Saturday night.
I don't know if there was supposed to be a switch here, but I don't know why I got two guys in here. I wish I had the all 22, but it looks like
It's just a post wheel, or it's just a switch concept out there.
Right.
They do a little post wheel. I don't know why they're both chasing the same guy. They're just not communicating, obviously. I mean,
that's the thing that killed us last year was this hero ball of
yeah,
you're so worried that someone else isn't playing their assignment that you don't play your assignment.
yeah.
I think that was Brownlee, if I'm gonna say a name, but it's really hard to tell. Oh, awesome. Yeah, we got man coverage here and here. They're gonna switch, and somehow, some way, someone gets lost. Thanks for the circles, ESPN. Yeah, I don't know what Brownlee's doing there. Well, to be honest, it's impossible to tell, right? Are they supposed to switch or are they not? Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. We don't know the call.
Yep. That's what the coaches got on their call sheet. We don't have that, unfortunately, which we did.
But either way,
either way, communication, year 2, second game, still a problem. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can blame Fuller on that one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially since this is man coverage, man. This is basics.
Yeah.
It should not be difficult.
Bailed out by an offsides. We just cannot win a matchup.
Okay. Helton, fan of you. I like you, but he is not getting open on these.
No.
This is a good throw.
Douglas at? Where's Ja'Kai Douglas at in this situation? You know, you ran him out there against Notre Dame. He scores a huge touchdown. Clearly looks to have the ability to separate. Yeah, why you've run slot fade 8,000 times in this game. You haven't given him one shot at it. Why is that?
I don't know why we kept putting Helton out there when it's clear that he's not getting any separation.
Yeah.
I don't of all the times we've seen this play run over the past couple of years, I don't know if I've ever seen him get separation on this. I don't think this is a route he excels at.
It is not a strength of his. Well, he's just not that explosive. I mean,
right, he's kind of quick, but he doesn't have that.
Yep, he's quick, but he does not have that pull away.
I'll give him a shallow route or a tunnel screen, but
right. All right, let's run this back and see where this goes all awry. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a 6-man front. They've got 9 in the box. I mean, you got
numbers, equal numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that if you want to win this, you have to you're banking on one of these linebackers, the one opposite of where you're going, to not be that big of an impact on the play.
Right.
People are under some sort of impression that where Mackenzie Milton is, there's no defender out here. Like they're getting some sort of +1 over here. That's not true, right? You can't just leave this guy unattended to.
It's 9-on-9 football, and you've got one of your best offensive guys against one of their guys. You count on them to win.
All right.
So this is going to be on the backside. This is going to happen on the backside. So they run down, blocking up front. All right, it's the big boy. That dude ate their lunch for whatever reason. He just destroys this thing, and then
Bavion gets
Mike Backer fits in off of that, and he kind of blows it up.
See, this isn't the fault of the Wildcat necessarily when your center gets knocked 3 yards in the backfield.
Yeah.
Like you need Wyatt Rector to come and make this block here, and he can't because your center's been knocked so far back.
Yeah, so essentially Wilson's going to block the backer, the middle linebacker. Rector's going to come block the other backer there. Whoever's at guard is going to kick. You've got a great.
The front side looks great.
You've got a wall there. If Bavion gets a block, you've got a great wall.
Right. So
and you know what?
You got these two guys making a wall.
DLT's got I believe it's DLT. It's hard. There's a lot of bodies going on in there. Your combo of your tight end and your tackle have to do a better job on this play. They didn't do a good enough job. So okay, Brady Scott's in there. So Brady Scott's got to come off Mr. Proposal after the game. He's got to see that backer. I mean, they've got to have eyes of that backer. He's got to come off and get a piece of this. He's got to get a piece of that linebacker there. And you've got to play it. He doesn't. He stays attached.
Yeah. Yep. It's those two things, right? That blow up the play.
Yep.
Because this guy's not making an impact on the play.
No, he's not making that tackle.
Right. This guy and this guy you're not really paying attention to. Actually, I think they're not even blocking this guy. So you have a +1.
Yeah, they're non-factors in the play.
All you can ask for as an offense is to have a +1 somewhere. And they have it, right? This defensive end isn't an impact. That means you have 9 on 8. No one's accounting for this running back. You just have to execute that. That's not a bad play call. That's exactly what you want. Oh, better look. Why would we? Oh, not a better look. But yeah, you see.
And DLT's got to stay on his feet.
Bavion get pushed in the backfield, which means Rector kind of clogs this up.
Yeah. DLT falls down, which also helps clog it up.
Okay, I can't double click or else it knocks me out.
It's all good.
Yeah, and then that middle linebacker fills it.
Yep.
But JSU did what they needed to do. They won a one-on-one matchup on the interior.
They wanted that play more than we did. I mean, ultimately, too, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, we want to sing praises of our offensive line being better.
And we want to sing praises about effort. That was not enough effort there. There was not enough effort to want to win there.
That it didn't feel like we thought at any point in time we were going to lose this game.
Mm-hmm. Which, again, comes back to, in my opinion, you prepared for this game like it was a scrimmage. Players went out and treated it as such, and you got your butt beat.
And again, like, I don't think this is terrible coverage, right? It's hard to tell, but they're making throws and catches that we're not making.
Right. That's a low ball down on the dirt.
And it's a great catch. Right. You can't tell me that's not good coverage. Shoot, they had to catch it on the ground. But they make plays. That's what happens.
Coach Knee.
All right.
Oh, I gotta come tackle him in bounds. Try anything to get him in, but get him down in bounds.
This is gonna be the first time I've watched this play actually since I saw it in person.
Me too.
Here it is. 11 seconds. So actually, we didn't get to talk about this.
This is the play before the play.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So this actually ends up being wide open. So I remember this play distinctly. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of trouble with this pre-snap motion. Just man coverage. It should be pretty easy. And then these guys run downfield. and like everybody else thinks that their man is also someone else's man. So you see these guys kind of turning and like, I don't know, it's weird. But almost all three of these guys are open, and he throws it down here.
He's taking the 1-on-1. That's
Yeah,
good coverage by Jones. I'll take that. And they just said in the box, Brownlee just got run by. Call it again.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what happened, right? They see this. And that's exactly what I saw in game, and I thought, oh crap, we're in trouble.
And our only answer was to back the corners up. All
right, and here's the age-old debate, right? Is this robber or was this cover 2 man?
Well, first off, pause it right there. So you're at the 41-yard line. They would have had to have gained 30 yards in 6 seconds, which I don't deem to be even possible. So the playing the time card is a bullshit excuse by them. A blatant. That is a bold face, bad excuse. That's piss poor. Absolutely piss poor. You blew a timeout on a punt the freaking series before on offense to save 5 yards. You could have used that timeout right here. Bad timeout management there. Then you're coming in here. You're telling me in 6 seconds with a timeout they're going to gain 35 yards? No, not at all. I don't want to hear it. That is a lie. We are not that dumb. Give us a little more respect than that, please.
To play a bit of contrarian there, AB, these guys are 10 yards off the ball. We have at least 2 people back here.
We've got one. We've got one guy back there, and he's on the opposite hash.
The math doesn't add up there.
He's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're going to run
6,
this play,
7, 8,
and
9,
you tell
10,
me
11.
where number 8 line where he ends up as this play gets run.
Okay, but here's my problem. How are you going to have a 10-yard cushion with 6 seconds left and give it up?
Because Brownlee, obviously, clearly, I mean, I thought I remember somebody talking about he looked like he was cramping during the game. He didn't look right, but yeah. And at this point, just tackle the ball. Just tackle the ball. And I do agree with Fuller. He talked about guys just kind of freeze in the moment. That absolutely. Just tackle.
It's so bizarre. What are you doing? What is your goal?
150 situations pregame and walkthrough on Friday nights. How is this not a situation that you're working? End game, last second, Hail Mary, whatever the hell you want to call it. I bet they'll work it this week.
Walking.
This is the problem with me. And I agree with Mike.
This guy can dance 10 yards backwards and still score a touchdown because.
But we're supposed to be in man coverage. Why are all these guys in trail? Why are they all trailing?
Right, with a 10-yard cushion.
What the hell?
Okay, and then I get Williams. He's trying to cut this off.
Mm-hmm.
But if these guys weren't walking, and I mean, yeah, Robinson is to fault here, but there's 3 other people also to fault.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
If there's people actually paying attention to this play and care about winning this football game and aren't just looking for someone else to win it for them, then none of this matters. He doesn't have time to do this. Am I wrong?
Right. No, you're not wrong. Turn this off. I don't want to lose sleep. I don't want to get in trouble. I was mean enough. I don't want to get in trouble. I respect these guys. I think they're great coaches. I do think that they are doing a great job of getting this thing turned around. That's a horse shit end game situation. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed.
They are. I mean, you know they are.
They should be ashamed of the way they handled that game entirely. Yeah. They end up losing their jobs, it's going to be because of that right there. And they will have deserved it. They will have earned it.
Here's the deal. I feel like they got here and done almost all the right things. Everybody's been defending them. Everybody's been on their back.
Yeah.
And then they put their jobs on the line. They put their jobs in the hands of some 18 to 20-year-old kids. Because they got outcoached.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is this episode. We apologize as the live stream was going on that it got taken down. We were kind of going into a blind. We tried to get the okay, didn't hear back. So something we might try again in the future if we can get the okay or get to go ahead to do that. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning into the triple option. Please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, visit the Patreon, patreon.com, X's and Knowles. Get some of that sweet merch that's in the description below. Turn on the bell notifications, do all those great things, guys. We're going to keep bringing it to you. We're going to try to be as honest as we possibly can about what we're seeing and hearing and what we feel, no matter who that upsets. We're going to do the best of our ability. We appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Go Knowles.
Go Knowles.